What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about how to build a baseball field. I've built this one in advance. This is the final product of what we're going to build. I've used the Wrigley Field and the Cubs as a model because they won the World Series and they're a pretty popular team. I don't know that we're going to use the Cubs model going forward. I think we're going to do a little bit of a different outfield wall. But today we're going to focus on how to build the infield and the surrounding area around it. Before we get started, I wanted to come to the overhead, and I've dotted out the pattern and dimensions that we're going to use. So if you get lost at any point in my explanation, just come back to this screen and pause it, and you can just count the blocks. So the first thing we want to do is create a new world. We'll name our world Baseball Tutorial. I'm going to put it in creative, of course, and then go to super flat, and you could have your own settings here, but I like to just remove all the way down to the bedrock. We want to turn generate structures off. When we load up our world, we want to go to 0, 0. If you followed any of my other tutorials, you know I am a big advocate of building in the center of the map when you can. Okay, so our first step now that we're here at 0, 0 is to fill some grass. So I'm just going to type in some random numbers. I think we need to go from about, we'll just say 80 to 81, negative 80, or negative 81. Sorry. So you can see that command in the bottom left-hand corner. And we want to fill with wool 13. Okay. Nope, we better turn it on peaceful. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is the base paths. Like we said, they're 30 blocks apart. So the best way to do this is to fill from 15, 1, 15 to negative 15, 1, negative 15. That command is in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, so that's our base paths. We can fill inside that 14, 1, 14, 14, 1, 14, 1, negative 14 with wool 13 again. Now we've got our base paths. So we'll make the negative 15, negative 15 one home plate. I don't know which one that is. It's going to be this one right here. So we're on negative 15, negative 15. You can see that in the left-hand corner. It says looking at negative 15, 1, negative 15. If you're on console, you'll have to look at your map. From there, we'll want to chop out a few blocks like so. And then go over to our third base here and chop out these blocks. That's going to be our second base. And so we get some white wool. Actually, we get glowstone, I'm sorry. Get some glowstone first and white carpet. Not snow, white carpet. And we lay the glowstone right like that off first base. Lay the glowstone right there for second base. And the glowstone right here for, right here for third base. Okay. So around this home plate area, which I need to put a home plate as well. Around the home plate, there is a 5 by 5 or a 5-inch radius circle of dirt. We can see that if we go to our dimensions. Right there, it's 13 feet, so we're going to do actually 15 feet because 12 is too small. That is from home plate, and it's 5 feet. So this is the center, and your radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your circle is like that. You can go to Mineconics to get this circle. Now I have a bunch of circles here, but we're just going to mainly worry about this inside one. All you do is type in 0, 0 in the center and then 5, and that will give you what a 5 by 5 circle looks like. We're just going to put that in. So now we have our 5x5 circle around home plate. We can go ahead and add the batting boxes, which I basically just did like this. And then we'll fill the rest. We'll get that grass out and fill it with dirt. Now we've got a really solid beginning. Now we're going to run the inside track to this dirt all the way to the base. And we're going to do it on the other side as well. We're going to go ahead and do that to second base as well on this inside track. Now, just like this one, we will do this. And there you have that part. Okay, let's go back to our measurement, and you'll see that the grass line is based on where the pitcher's mound is. So we need to go ahead and put the pitcher's mound in. And that's going to take a little bit of math, or we can do it the easy way and use what's called the 2D distance calculator. I will put this in the description down below. Like we said, our home plate is at 1515, so we can go ahead and type that in. And then the pitcher's mound is 60 feet 6 inches, which would be just a little over 20 blocks straight out from home plate. So what you can do is go to a random block, go back to that 2D distance calculator. We know we need it to be 20 blocks. So if we type in 2, 2, which is where I set that random block, you can see it's 24. We need it to be 20. 0, 0 would give us 21. And -1, -1. This is a good way to just check. Gives you 19.7. We'll go on the 0, 0. So 1, 2, 3. Make this a piece of glowstone. And just go around it with a like that for now. We'll build the rest of the pitcher's mound up later. I think it's like this is the pitcher's mound. But from this, we can start measuring the grass line, or the outfield line, or the back of the infield, I should say. It is 95 feet from the pitcher's mound in a circle. 95 feet divided by 3 is 31 or 32 blocks. So what we'll do is we'll go 31 from here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 31. So right there. And what we should be able to do is go into Mineconics, just somewhere on this list of tabs that I have. Type in 31. That's this circle right here. And we'll just copy that circle in. To check yourself after you do half of this, you can look and make sure that this is lined up perfectly with that, the middle of this circle, because this is where it starts to repeat itself. And that should be lined up perfectly with second base. Okay, so that's that part of it. And we actually just keep going with that circle until we hit the line. So we can just extend this line out, because this goes all the way to the fence. And we'll just keep going with this circle and just do the other side of it. we'll stop right there, 2 past the line. And we'll do it on this side as well. If you're confused about what I'm doing or this process, I highly recommend, or Mineconics confuses you or you can't find it, I highly recommend going back to the beginning of the video and pausing it and just counting these blocks out for yourself. They'll stay the same as long as you're building at this scale. Okay, now we can run these dirt lines all the way down into the home plate area. And I'll clean this little measuring tool up. And I'll make it daylight again. Okay, so now we're here. You can see pretty clearly we just need to fill the dirt into the outline. So I'll take some time to do that. Okay, so now we have the infield mostly accomplished. We want to check that pitcher's mound. I said we would come back to it. It is a, I guess it actually doesn't have a measurement, so it's not required to be at any distance. So what we're going to do is we're going to estimate that it's about 9 feet around, which would be a 3 block radius, which would just be the 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, so we measured it out. I measured it out to where it was 9 feet in radius, and then what I did was I dropped the outside edges to give it a mound look. So that way it kind of looks like a mound, and that is the infield. Now there's several ways to stripe the infield grass. There's so many different ways that they do this. You could cross stripe it. You could do any number of things to make it look okay. I'm going to try something different than I tried in the other field that I built in advance. I'm going to stripe 2 on the interior at a time. But this is just pretty much creative license. You do whatever you want for the infield grass to try to make it look, nice and pretty. So I took some creative liberties on how I striped the infield. You can do it whatever way that you see fit or that you think looks cool. On the next episode, we will extend these lines out and do the wall and do the outfield grass and the warning track, which are all actually kind of complicated procedures that require a little bit more geometry, kind of like we did on this part. But until next time, thanks for watching.